Oh. Now that might look like something out of a drug dealing movie, but honestly, it holds a lot of truth to it. See, in America, we do about $24 billion in supplement sales. 25% of that comes directly out of Utah. That's $6 billion out of one state. You see, back in the day, selling supplements was just like selling prescription drugs. You had to prove that it was honest, safe, and effective before you could even sell it. See, the supplement giants in Utah didn't really like that, so they lobbied this guy named Orrin Hatch to kind of flip the script on us. Now, you don't really have to prove that it's safe at all. Actually, the FDA has to prove it's not safe just to get it off the shelves. You can imagine how much resources they have to spend to figure out all the different supplements. Now, before you get any bright ideas, this is not the video for that. Actually, the reason why I'm telling you that is to watch out, and also because there's this big, wide open gap in the supplement industry, of people that can fill that if you're honest, truthful, and drop a high quality product, right? We live in a new age, right? People are getting smarter and healthier. You're gonna have reviews on your product on YouTube if it becomes popular. People are gonna figure out that you're giving away low quality stuff and stop buying it. And worse off, tell other people about how bad it is. I believe in quality over quantity, and that's why I dropped, pure Himalayan Shilajit. Now, this is not the video for pure Himalayan Shilajit. If you guys want to learn about that, I have other videos on that, but this cannot be synthesized in a laboratory. I understand a lot of people are going to be making more like pre-workouts or protein, whatever it is, but I highly recommend that you guys, treat this with the utmost respect. People are putting this in their bodies, and they don't like it when you feed them bullshit. So if you want to learn how to make a supplement company from start to finish, keep watching. This is definitely the video for you.
I can't feel my feet. I've been chasing Benjamin the whole week. I just checked the prices, talking still cheap.
Now, before we get started, guys, I am not a professional. I'm not a lawyer or a tax professional in any way, shape, or form, okay? I'm just an entrepreneur that recently started a company with Shilajit, supplement company, and I went through all the headaches, okay? I went through everything. I had to get the jars, I had to get the stickers, create the limited liability company, the branding, the marketing, the full thing, okay? So this video is basically how to get all those basics, the wholesales and everything like that. All the resources you need to create your own supplement company. This video is probably not a one-size-fit-all because, I created Shilajit. There's nothing like it in the world. So you guys are probably trying to sell, again, some protein supplement or a pre-workout or BCAAs, whatever your thing is. You could definitely figure it out. And there's a lot of things in this video that I'm going to point you to that you probably should go, okay? I do know a little bit about protein supplements and stuff like that, okay? So again, guys, not a professional. If you like the quality of this video, hit that like button. Hit the push notifications for me if you want to get the content first. Subscribe to my channel for that real deal Holyfield, that dirt, like that real startup entrepreneurship. This is not a channel for already, I'm not trying to show you Lamborghinis. I'm trying to give you practical advice, real stuff that you can use to start off your own entrepreneurship business or whatever you want to do. In this case, supplement company. Okay, guys, so I'm about to jump to that computer right there and I'll show you guys everything I know about supplement companies. Keep watching. All right, guys, let's get started. First thing, you have to figure out what type of supplement that you want to sell, okay? I highly recommend you do it, in accordance to your brand. If you're a fitness brand, you're probably going to be selling something, like I said before, a protein supplement, pre-workout, BCAAs, whatever your thing is, whatever works for you, right? If you're an intellectual, some guy that really talks about books or, other things that has to do with brain power, there's a whole lot of stuff you can sell. I prefer pure Himalayan Shilajit because it's all natural, but there is, brain steroids and stuff like that you can sell and supplements that you can test, right? But be careful, okay? Don't take it overboard, okay? Because people can get hurt. Now, that part, I'm gonna leave it up to you because I can't really tell you what supplement that you should be selling, right? It has to come from your heart. Businesses solve problems. We don't do this for money. We do this to solve problems for the world and then get compensated in return. Reciprocal altruism. All right. Now let's move on. First thing you want to do, LegalZoom. Create your LLC if you don't already have one. Now, I am not a tax professional in any way, so I'm not sitting here telling you how to create your LegalZoom. Actually, I'm not even gonna go over it. I'm just gonna tell you that LegalZoom is the cheapest way to do it by far. I've seen people pay like $1,000, to get a limited liability created when they could have just came here and spent 120 to 160. Okay, so I'm just giving you the reference. I don't want nobody coming back to me because they created their corporation wrong. But I'll tell you what, I did it here, and you know, it's low cost. We're not creating $1 million business, and I definitely, you know, got the benefit from it. When I start making more money, then I'll probably hire a tax professional to tweak it. But if you want to get started, you know, just go over to LegalZoom. They're going to give you an EIN number. Okay, that's the number that you need to basically sell on any platform. This might take you a couple of days. It might be instant. I don't remember, but the EIN number is very important. I believe you have to file it with the government. It's basically the number that says that you have to pay taxes, and they need that number to basically sell. If you want to sell on Amazon, if you want to sell anywhere, Shopify, Clickfunnels, you need that EIN number, okay? You need it. Now, let's move on. Branding, okay? There's two ways you can go through this. You can go the cheap way, which is okay in some cases because you might be good at making, you know, logos and branding. Canva.com is a really good resource for you guys to make your own logos. Here, let me log in real quick. All right, I'm in. So you can create, you know, I don't believe that you can make your actual, you can if you know what you're doing, but use this for logos. Look, you can make any type of logo you want. You have to come up with your supplement company name, and then just create the logo for it. Okay, if you want to take it a little bit more serious, this is what I did. I took it more serious. I have a friend that makes logos and branding, but if you don't have a friend, you know, that's actually a professional, go to Fiverr.com and figure it out, right? So you can type in, like, for example, label design. There you go. Supplement label design. You can figure this out yourself, guys. Not that hard. Pay somebody on Fiverr to get it done. Or if you want to take it professionally and cheap, come on over to here. You're going to need Adobe Illustrator, and you can do it yourself. Now, ultimately, you know, I did pay my friend like $150 to create all the designing, but if I was to start over, which I am going to be selling another supplement called black seed oil, I'd probably just go into Adobe Illustrator and get creative. It might take you a couple of days, but it's an important, you know, it's really useful in the long run because you'll be able to kind of put stuff together. If you ever want to get into marketing, you're going to need to know how to create, you know, like pictures and, you know, thumbnails and different graphics. You're going to need to kind of know it. So this is what I ultimately recommend. Go to Adobe Illustrator and you'll get it in high quality. You can print it, find a professional printer. I highly recommend you don't go to like your local Target copy. That's the mistake I did. I went to, you know, Kinko's, like that's the equivalents, or Office Max equivalents in my area. And they printed low quality, you know, stickers for very expensive. There's professional sticker prices. You can just Google it. I'm not going to search that up. That's, anyone can do that. Google professional sticker places and they'll print it out for you. You just got to buy bulk. Okay. So you're going to need a startup capital. Me personally, I started up with about $6,000. Okay. You can start with less. I probably purchased a little bit too much Sheila G. You can start with a little bit less. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, and when you sell and keep selling, you scale and you get high, you know, you get more money, reinvest. And that's the best way to do it. Honestly, I have a problem with jumping into things. Okay. So once you get your branding, the next step is to actually get your, you know, website. Now it can go either way, right? So you could immediately order, like, let's say we're talking about protein. So you could immediately order your supplement, test it out. That's probably the way to go before you get your website, because you can see, you know, if it's good or not, if you really want to do this, whatever it is, you know, there's white label. My friend did this, protein companies. So you, like, if you don't want to deal with all the headache, like the lawyers or whatever, you can literally find a white label protein powder company. They will make the protein for you in any way you want. You know, I'm pretty sure they'll recommend you the stickers. All you have to really do is come with them with the branding. They might actually even offer you the branding, right? They might just do everything for you. This probably is the best way to go. I couldn't do it because Sheila G is like kind of, nobody knows about it. It's like a hidden secret for thousands of years, comes from India. And I mean, I had to find special jars, right? You can't really, there's no jars here, right? These are like for supplements. And, you know, if you're doing something more common, this is definitely the way to go and really just win with marketing. They'll try to get it as cheap as possible. The more you buy, the cheaper it gets. And then you just beat people with marketing, right? That's the most important thing in a business anyway. So there you go. I just probably saved you, you know, months of work that I had to put in. It took me like 6 months to get the Shilajit over here, to test it in a laboratory, to do all these things. And you probably could just get it done right now, like with this. They'll probably just do everything for you. It's amazing, the world we live in, right? But if you have to test it, just look up a third-party independent laboratory and test it for yourself, okay? Saved you a headache. Now, you got the branding, you got the supplement, you got the LegalZoom. Hopefully you got your EIN number and you did the filing for the taxes. You need to create a website. Now, the best website generator, in my opinion, in the world to sell anything. Now, if you're selling multiple products, which I don't recommend, you want to niche down and hammer one down first and get it, sold. Make sure you got that down and then move on. That's what I recommend in every business. Trust me. There's people out there that are just focused on protein that are going to whoop you. If you think you can sell all the different types of supplements, you're wrong. There's someone out there who's going to beat you, and you're not going to make that much money. It saturates your time. You want to hammer the protein. Once you're making, this much money on protein, whatever your goal is, then you can move on to BCAs. That's just the best way to go. But look, Clickfunnels, I know you guys heard of it. If you haven't, Clickfunnels is the way to go. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to check it out. But this place, they make it very easy for you to create a website. This is probably the best, all-in-one builder. This is very easy to make. You don't have to hire a coder. You don't have to go on Fiverr and pay somebody $5,000 to make your website. This is, when you're selling this, when you're selling your product, this is very sales oriented. It's not scammy unless you make it scammy, but it's extremely focused based. It doesn't take the attention away from the customer and your product. And it's ultimately the best selling platform on the internet. Unless you're like a coder and you know how to do tweaks and make it look like ClickFunnels, then yeah, that's probably a little bit better. But this is I believe it's $9.99 a month, and honestly, I've been paying for it for almost a year now, and it's so much easier. So like, you just pick what you want, right? Create a product, sales funnel, whatever, and then call it test, right? Drag and drop, build funnel. It's super easy. You could even just copy their website. Like, they give you websites. You could just copy their website. Like this guy right here, look, preview. See, they just give it to you. You can just fill it in, okay? So that's that, guys. Let's make this easy, all right? The most important part that you want to spend your time on is marketing. That's my specialty, okay? So you got this. You got to get your domain too. If you don't know how to get your domain, you can get it. They give you one free domain. So you could just literally search and they'll give it to you. Okay, lied, not there, right here. You click right here. I don't know what's going on. Right here, click domains. And this is my domain. They gave it to me for free. So, domains are like 20 bucks, 15 bucks. So, it's a little bit of a benefit from ClickFunnels. Again, guys, my link is below. Go ahead and click that to get signed up with ClickFunnels and to do your thing with the supplement company. Now let's move on. You got the brand, you got the website, you got the supplement, and you got the EIN number with, the EIN number, tax number. Now, all you have to do is really set up the payment services. This is not a video about, ClickFunnels, but you set it up through an account called Stripe. I'm not going to click it because it's probably going to log in and show my details, but Stripe is a payment processing service. They're going to need your EIN number. And then you just set it up with ClickFunnels. Just Google search tutorial, Stripe, ClickFunnels. Super simple. Set that up and get it going. You got everything now. Okay, so now you just get to the most important part. Marketing. I'm not going to go into details. You might get some later videos about that. But, the best marketing platform is probably going to be Facebook Ad Manager. Okay, I logged out. Let me log in really quickly. Facebook ads are most likely the cheapest. They're definitely the cheapest. And, Facebook, they say, what is it? 1 out of every 4 people on earth have a Facebook page. So a lot of people are on Facebook. And you can advertise to people on here easily. And if you want to expand your horizons, I highly recommend it. You go onto YouTube and make videos because people just like YouTube videos. They just like YouTube videos. YouTube's the biggest search engine on earth. And, people just look for stuff on, you're here for a reason, right? You're looking at this video for a reason. So you want to be running ads on YouTube, Facebook. You want to create your Instagram. It's obvious. Create your Instagram, get going on there. Consistently, you guys, there's all these gurus out there teaching you marketing and stuff like that. And though I have purchased, over $10,000, $15,000 in marketing programs myself, the most, important thing is to get extremely creative and extremely consistent. That's about it. And you will sell anything. Post on every single platform, meaning the 3 major ones: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, right? As frequently as possible. Facebook and Instagram every day. Post it on it every day, get the organic, use the hashtag, take time with your descriptions. This is the best advice I can get. If you could take this advice right here and really hammer it, you'll win. You won't need to pay for any courses and spend, $10,000, $15,000 like I did. You could have took that $10,000 and put it into advertisement, budget, which, you should be doing, and, learn like that, right? So just get really creative and, really thorough. Just be very detail oriented and be consistent. And, there you go, your marketing, guys. It's really that simple. It's amount of effort that you put into making this company, not really, the little tricks. And this is the type of channel that I want to create. I want to create a realist channel, right? Not something to just sell you something. I wanted to hammer down the fact that if you just have perseverance and hard work, everything else follows. Okay? Everything else follows. Okay, guys? So I'm not going to dive deep into this stuff. I just want to let you know that you're going to have to learn it yourself. I can't baby you through everything. All right? So let me see if I missed anything from start to finish. Limited liability, EIN. I even gave you guys the white label. Create your website, create your branding, and put it all together, right? I think the white labels even put the protein together for you, and and there's some places that will even ship it for you. You don't have to do nothing but market and have a little bit of startup cost, right? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. That's a supplement company from start to finish. I know I couldn't really go into detail because, this video would be 6 hours long if I did that. It took me almost 4 to 6 months to create my supplement company. So I'm not going to sit here and make a whole video on that. I'm just going to give you the little tricks that I had to learn. Oh, and one more thing about supplements. Don't give any half-ass, effort when it comes to like supplement testing, right? If there's something wrong with your supplement, fix it, because you're about to spend, a lot of money getting all these together. So make sure it's solid. Make sure you got the tests. Make sure it tastes good. Every little thing, be very detail oriented before you spend all your money. Okay, guys? So thanks for watching this video. Again, hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for that raw entrepreneurship, up and coming entrepreneurs. And I'll see you guys in the next video.